state has shown unwarranted delays in retrieving its encroached land at the capital's prime location in Balwatar. The ascendancy of one of the culprits in the infamous land scam into a powerful ministerial berth suggests Oli government's indifference towards bringing the culprits to book. The scenario is even more disappointing as the state has even failed to utilize the existing laws to nab the culprits. Good morning, I'm Amar Singh Pradhan and these are the headlines of the hour. Extreme indifference witnessed on behalf of the government to retrieve its 113 rupees of Lalita Niwas land. The state fails to utilize existing laws in the infamous land scam. Political immunity of perpetrators thrives in the country either in the name of political instability or under the pretext of protecting political cadres. NEPSE greeted with an enthusiastic response after the Dasai break surges by 40.2 points to close the opening day at 1,647 points. And Mumbai Indians confirmed player berth with a thrilling 5 wickets victory over RCB. Surya Kumar Yadav stars with the bat for Mumbai Indians. Novel coronavirus has continued its surge as a total of 1,954 new cases of COVID-19 were confirmed yesterday. With this, the total number of coronavirus cases has climbed to 162,354. Likewise, 11 more deaths were reported yesterday, taking the death tally from the coronavirus to 887. According to the Health Ministry, a total of 8,248 swab samples were tested yesterday, taking the test tally to over 1.4 million. 843 cases were reported from the federal capital as Kathmandu district confirmed 696 cases, while Lalitpur reported 118 and Bhaktapur registered 29 cases. Likewise, 2,981 individuals registered full recovery in the past 24 hours, taking the national recovery tally to 121,824, as the recovery rate now has gone to 75%. According to the Health Ministry, there are over 39,000 active cases in the country as 7,709 are in isolation centers with 31,934 in home isolation and 2,889 individuals in various quarantine facilities. The ministry informed that 72 patients are receiving treatment with ventilator support while 290 are in intensive cares. It has been almost 9 months since a corruption case was filed against high-profile individuals involved in 113 rupees of land scam at Lalita Niwas in Balwatar. However, there has been extreme indifference on the part of the state to retrieve the encroached lands. As per the legal provisions, if the government land is found to be registered in the name of an individual, such a registration is automatically revoked. However, the state has failed in implementing such provision, while the appointment of Bisnu Paudel, who was linked in the controversy as the new finance minister, gives room to feel apprehensive whether the guilty party would be brought to books. Investigation of abuse of authority had filed a case at special court against 175 individuals on 9th of February early this year after it was revealed that 113 out of 285 rupees of Lalita Niwas land had been seized by the land mafia with the collusion of political leaders and government officials. The anti-graft body, meanwhile, did not file a case against General Secretary of the ruling Nepal Communist Party, Bisnu Paudel, and Supreme Court Justice Kumar Regmi on condition that they return the land. However, it has already been almost 2 years since the committee headed by former Secretary Sarada Prasad Trital submitted its report, and 9 months since the anti-graft body had filed the case, there has been delay in retrieving the encroached land. Meanwhile, according to the Land Revenue Act 1977, the registration of government land in the name of an individual will be automatically revoked, while the registration charges will be levied by an official assigned by the Land Revenue Office or the government. The continued apathy in implementing the legal provision has raised questions on the role of Land Management Ministry. The CIA had charged 175 individuals, including 4 ministers and 2 former secretaries, in the land scam. However, majority of defendants have refused to present themselves at the court, while more than 2 dozen have been released on bail of a mere 200,000 rupees each. Both Trital Commission and the CIAE have already clarified that Lalita Niwas land belonged to the government but is currently under the ownership of 65 individuals. Experts have claimed that the government can reclaim its land riding on the existing laws. However, the appointment of leader Paudel linked with the scam as a minister and the reluctance of concerned body in retrieving the land have given way to speculations that there could be involvement of other influential politicians in the Lalita Niwas land scam. The criminalization of politics and the politicization of crime are ugly scenes in Nepalese politics. Political immunity of perpetrators is thriving in the country either in the name of political instability or under the pretext of protecting political cadres. A party cadre was killed in Parsa last week in a clash between the two factions of the ruling Nepal Communist Party. However, culprits are still at large. The disgruntled faction has accused the leadership of trying to provide political cover to the perpetrators. The leadership, meanwhile, has said that there were attempts to forcefully fabricate the innocent. There have been many such incidents in which criminals have escaped with political cover and vested interest overshadowing the rule of law. It has become political culture to give immunity to those involved in heinous activities, whether it was Gaur massacre or the murder of Kasi Tiwari. In many such cases, efforts have been made to protect criminals based on their political affiliation. Cases of similar nature filed against Communication Minister Parvat Gurung and lawmaker Deepak Manange of Gandak province are still under consideration at the special court. The main opposition Nepali Congress even threw tantrums in the parliament when the police arrested its leader Mohammad Aftab Alam for his alleged involvement in a heinous crime dating back to 12 years. Such instances exhibits that party membership is a strong platform to evade criminal charges. As impunity grew under the guise of politics, the National Human Rights Commission had recently listed 286 individuals and details of incidents showing ugly side of judicial system of the country. This shows, as experts say, that the rule of law is being ridiculed, while the democracy has become a stepping stone to protect criminals involved in heinous crimes. The Nepal Stock Exchange opened yesterday after the Dasai break to an enthusiastic response from the investors. The NEPSE index surged by 41.2 points to settle at 1,647 points at the end of the transaction day yesterday. Likewise, 900,000 units of shares were transacted for a total amount of 2.72 billion rupees. Market analysts have said that the announcement of dividends by several commercial banks and financial institutions has been greeted well by investors, which has resulted in the enthusiastic surge in the NEPSE. Some 41 companies listed with the NEPSE have announced dividends in recent time, while there are many more companies to follow suit. Share analysts have said that its impact is bound to be witnessed in the Nepalese share market in the coming days as well. The life insurance group were the ones to gain a maximum of 110 points, while development banks registered 60 points increase, followed by 55 points growth of banking group. Most of the groups have witnessed a positive turnout except for business group. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked the local farmers in Janakpur what would be the impact in paddy production due to shortage of chemical fertilizers during the peak demand. Let's take a look at what they have to say.
Public Voice.
यो सालमा पानीले थिचेर धानलाई डुबाइदियो डुबाइदिने बित्तिकै पानी सक्यो पानी सक्दाखेरि रोग लागेर दबाई पाएन मल पाएन अनि त्यसले गर्दा धानको कमी भयो आधी पनि फल्छ कि फल्दैन
खाद नहीं भेटला से कीड़ा लागि गेलै रोग लागि गेलै नि खाद भेटलै नि दवाई भेटलै तो ओइसे की भेलै त रोग लागि गेलै रोग लगला के बाद में अब ऊपर में रोग लागि गेलै त रोगे लागि गेलै त ऊपर में उब्जनी की होती
रोपाईको बेलामा मल हुँदैन मल भएपछि राम्रो सिधा उपज हुन्छ अहिले 50% हुने उपाय छ
समय समय पर खाद पनि सरकार दिएको छैन अनि किसानलाई यो के गर्ने बिना खादको धान पनि उब्दैन
रोग पनि लागेको छ राम्रो उब्जनी अहिले यो सालमा भएको छैन
नि खाद भेटै छै नि पानी समय से भेटै छै नि दवाई भेटै छै
किसान के उपजने में बहुत कमी आबि गेलै, बहुत दिक्कत छै।
And now time for our segment Public Pulse, where it texts us with their opinion.
Public Pulse.
And the question is, why is the delay in retrieving the intros land at Balwatar? Your options are option A, careless government mechanism, option B, power politics, and option C, procedural hassles. The voting is on. Type in WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And those were our latest headlines. Stay with us for more news and entertainment on KTBSD. Stay safe and good day.